Sometimes looks can be really deceiving. She was around high school age when she became an assassin.
Oh,
She
damn.
lived 6 years on the run. Every turf war would result in a massacre. When we talk about Narcos, we usually think of people like Pablo Escobar or El Chapo,
Look at the pink.
ruthless
Look at the
men
pink.
surrounded by a fleet of loyal, aggressive soldiers. But what if
Look
I
at the
told you some of the most dangerous narcos in South America were
Narcos?
actually women?
Hey, so what do Narcos really mean though? Because I know they got the show. I know it's supposed to be like, you know, is Narcos a cartel or what?
I'm talking of the women who stood by dangerous drug barons through their most volatile moments. The ones who ran whole divisions of the drug trade, and the ones who were ruthless enough to overthrow and run the cartels themselves.
La Catrina, or Maria Guadalupe
Catrina.
Lopez Esquivel. She led a notorious hit squad that left a bloodbath behind everywhere they went.
God
Maria
damn.
had humble beginnings. She was the daughter of a rancher and a housewife. She grew up in the city of Tepelcatepec, but she knew she didn't want to stay there for too long. She hated school, and she never wanted to pursue a
I hated
regular
school
life.
too. Shit.
In 2017, she ran off from home and started living with a member of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel in Aguililla.
CJNG.
Maria had fallen in love with
Them
Miguel
motherfuckers is
Fernandez,
crazy, boy.
who was a high-ranking narcotics baron. But Maria didn't join the cartel out of love for a man. She did so out of love for fame and money. Within months,
Oh, so
she
she wanted
climbed
some
up
of that.
the cartel ranks and started making
She
the
wanted some of
big
that
bucks.
cheddar cheese.
And as soon as she did so, she started showing it on social
That-
media too. Before long, she took the name La Catrina, a hats
that
off
mean?
to the famous day of the Dead Festival figure.
Okay.
La Catrina became a part of a gang of sicarias, young pretty women soldiers who used their beauty and innocent looks to lure
Yeah.
and kill members from the rival gangs.
See, now that's the thing though. You gotta be careful. When a girl is an assassin, that shit is dangerous because the enemy ain't never gonna see her coming, shorty. 9 times out of 10, when a man look up, let's say a man doing something, he look up and he see a girl that he think pretty, she got a big booty, she got some nice tig old bitties, she smiling at him, he like, hey, you feel? He like, hey, what's up? What's up? Oh, what's up? You feel me? So then when he like, what's up? She pull out a finger on his ass and pop him in the head top, and everybody like, whoa. You
But
know?
as Maria wanted to continue climbing the ranks, she soon became the leader of her team. Then she became the commander of a hit squad. She and her squad were responsible for several assassinations, extortions, and kidnapping. In October 2017, Mexican police were executing a warrant at a home when they were ambushed by La Catrina squad. It was a massacre. After they killed 13 officers
Yeah.
and injured many others, the
Dang.
squad set 2 police cars on fire.
Bro, it's a
The message
actual
was
photo.
clear. They wanted war with the police, and La Catrina felt invincible.
Do you know how crazy this shit gotta be to talk about some she wants some war with the police?
FBI, open up!
Do you know how
But the officers heard her voice when she was giving orders to kill.
Ah,
Then they knew she was responsible for the attack,
right,
and they knew they had to get to her.
right.
On January 10, 2020, the National Guard received a tip about La Catrina's location. They didn't waste any time. The officers surrounded the squad's safe house, and a violent shootout ensued. Except this time, it was the squad that took the hit.
Tranquila, mija, ya viene el helicóptero por ti. Ya viene el helicóptero. Tranquila, hija, tranquila. Vas a estar bien.
But La Catrina had been shot in the jugular. She was taken to the helicopter while all her men were put down on their knees and cuffed. But age 21, Maria Lopez died inside the helicopter after she lost a lot of blood.
21 years
Easy
old.
come, easy go.
I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecast.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing the video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? No cap.
This is Sandra Avila Beltran. She led a life filled of crime and tumultuous relationships. And it all culminated with one huge move that brought her down. Sandra didn't really have a chance at a normal life. She was practically born into the
like
Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah.
Her mother's family were notorious heroin smugglers.
Oh my
Her father,
God.
Alfonso Alvilla Quintero, was the brother of the Guadalajara cartel leader, Rafael Caro Quintero. Sandra grew up in the 1960s, watching cold-blooded men do transactions and tough negotiations, and resort to violence whenever words weren't convincing enough.
This is a
This
crazy
is the language
This
she
is some right here. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody got to say. This is insane, and this is crazy. And be trying to act real gangster in Chicago and all that. Take your monkey ass out there to Mexico, act crazy with them. See what happened. Oh, photo grade. Take your ass. Go on out there to Mexico. Act them at war with the police. Did you hear what I said? The police. They at a war. These
a very young age.
I'm scared. I ain't
By
even over there.
13, she was her dad's official money counter. And at the same age, she witnessed a massive shootout.
Her dad's money
Sandra
counter
went
is
on to
crazy.
study journalism at a prestigious university. But her colleagues remember her as a very withdrawn, always suspecting person. However, this was just her school persona. When she was 21, Sandra started dating Armando Carrillo Fuentes,
That nigga
the
ugly.
boss of the Juarez cartel.
I'm lying. He's a very handsome man. Bonito. Very handsome man.
Sandra started
Me no want no smoky.
dating
Okay.
Armando Carrillo Fuentes, the boss
Me no
of
want
the
no
Juarez
smoky.
cartel.
Please.
Around the same time, she became a prominent figure in the Sinaloa cartel, overseeing illegal substance shipments to the U.S. Her relationship with Fuentes didn't last a long time,
Right.
but she would have many more. And her two marriages would be more tactical than romantic, but her husbands were ex-police commanders turned traffickers. These men knew the ins and outs of the Mexican police world, and their insights helped her dodge the law and become a huge figure when it came to substance smuggling. Ironically, both of her husbands were stabbed to death by hired assassins. Another
That's
one
crazy.
of her rumored
Look,
lovers.
imagine you can't imagine telling that shit on a date. Yeah, both my husbands were killed and stabbed. They were assassinated. Bitch, I don't want to talk to you. Then you got a track record.
Was El Chapo himself. No one knows just how romantic their relationship was, but one thing's for certain. They were once very close, and Sandra was head of public relations for the Sinaloa cartel. Then Sandra had yet another tumultuous affair. Juan Diego Espinoza Ramirez, also called the Tiger. The Tiger had strong connections to the Norte del Valle cartel in Colombia.
How many
Was the
cartels
open door
is
she
it,
needed.
bro?
For Sandra, Colombian and Mexican cartels were now united,
Right.
and she was making more money for Sinaloa than ever before. In 2001, the U.S. seized
My
a
only thing
tuna
about that drug money, and I know that shit is probably crazy. But if I made, let's say I made, these be making $1 million a week, like easy off a drug. Like, you feel me? If I was making $1 million a week, I would work for 4, maybe 5, maybe even 10 weeks, and I would get the on. Like, y'all in another country like that too, where they not even gonna really catch me like that. Y'all tripping, boy. I'm finna go start me a business. I'm finna make it look real good. I'm finna move my ass on somewhere. Pooh, I see you later. I'm gone. Like, I ain't
fishing
fucking
boat
around.
transporting 9 tons of white snow. Imagine how many more actually came
9
into
tons.
the country before the DEA finally caught on to them.
Right.
After this incident, Sandra got her nickname, the Queen of the Pacific, She also got hundreds of officers on her tail, working hard to arrest her and bring down the Sinaloa cartel. She lived 6 years on the run and suffered the kidnapping of her son as a result of her violent means of negotiation. Finally, in 2007, she was arrested.
Tu nombre, por favor.
Sandra Ávila Beltrán.
That's
¿De dónde es
crazy.
originaria?
Tijuana, Baja California.
When the officer asked her what business she was in, she said clothing. Even though she was convicted and sent to prison for life, she remained adamant she
Right.
shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Then she complained about
stupid.
insects in her cell and arranged for prime conditions, food, alcohol, and cigarettes to her liking. When she was denied restaurant-made food, she claimed her basic rights were being violated. In 2015, she was released and is now living in Guadalajara.
What the f? She got released? You see what shutting the f up and not snitching get you? You see? Do you see? Do you see? These niggas first thing they do, yeah. I shot his ass on 3rd Street right here with this gun right here. And I was there yesterday. You know it was me. Yeah, I was there, no mask, like that. You stupid as hell over here.
This is Jocelyn Alejandra Nino. She was a young cartel assassin with a harrowing story. Jocelyn's life began like many others. She was born in the 1990s to a relatively poor family in the Tamaulipas in northeastern Mexico. It's unclear whether her family has ties to the local cartels or whether their financial situation pushed her towards the illegal side of work.
Yeah.
But from a very young age, Jocelyn became an active member of the Gulf Cartel. In fact, she was around high school age when she became an assassin for them. This is around the time she earned her nickname, La Flaca. In English, this means the skinny one.
The skinny
As you can
one.
see, she was quite a tiny person compared to the huge
Anybody
firearm
can
she
do
was
this though,
holding.
bro.
But in Mexican tradition,
Anybody can
La
pull that
Flaca
trigger, man.
is also a female skeleton saint,
Oh, okay.
Our Lady of Holy Death, who is sometimes depicted in artwork for the popular Day of the Dead festival.
Right.
You might think, hey, it sounds pretty badass to be an assassin at age 18, but there's nothing cool about
Ain't
it.
nothing cool about that shit.
First of all, La Flaca took many lives under the instruction of her even more ruthless bosses. Second of all, life in the cartel is not that glorious.
Oh,
It's
no.
not known exactly how La Flaca climbed ranks and made it to assassin so soon, but most girls like her, young, petite girls from impoverished backgrounds, started
That
out
shit
by being
crazy,
lookouts
too.
for the gang or even
Yeah.
illegal street workers.
Yeah.
They get treated and mistreated in every way imaginable before they gain some authority. And even then, it's not all fame and money. This all became all too clear in January 2015. On January 5th that year, someone leaked this picture of La Flaca to Valor por Tamaulipas, a citizen journalist page meant specifically
Somebody
for
leaked the
organized
picture.
crime leaks. The picture quickly made it to Facebook and Twitter. People were fascinated by this small young woman with a friendly smile. It stood in pretty stark contrast to her bulletproof vest and big firearm. Who was she? Into the tragic
Like, hey, bro, I'm cool, twin. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, if I'm gonna be broke anyway, my nigga, I'm finna take my to McDonald's. That's what I be telling out here. My guy, you gangbanging and you still broke. If you gonna be broke anyway, why are you standing on the corner dodging bullets every day, nigga? Go work at Walmart. You gonna be broke either way. At least if you broke over there, ain't trying to kill you every day, twin. Do your homework.
Mexican cartels.
Come
The
on,
photo
bro.
got
You
thousands
think you
of
gonna
likes
be El
online,
Chapo?
but this was
That
the
nigga
beginning
locked
of
up
the
too.
end for Jocelyn. She was a member of the Los Ciclones gang, led by Angel
crazy.
Eduardo Prado Rodriguez, aka Clone
Nigga, I
7.
say Angel.
At the time, they were at war with another gang, Los Metros. By leaking photos of the Ciclones members, Los Metros weakened the cartel and exposed these people, making them easy targets for the police as well as the rival gangs. And La Flaca was indeed a very easy target. Ciclone 7 sent her to fight Los Metros from Rio Bravo, which was Los Metros' territory. So every day, there was a death sentence for her, and eventually, she met a truly gruesome end. On April 13, 2015, police officers discovered her dismembered body freezer
Oh
in a
my.
parking lot in Matamoros, Tamaulipas. Throughout the day, the officers kept finding more body pieces scattered across town. Some were inside plastic bags. La Flaca was only identified thanks to her distinctive tattoo.
Right, bro. That is insane, bro. This 18-year-old assassin from Narcos, female assassin. They say she had hundreds of bodies. They found her body in a freezer and some garbage bags cut up. And the only reason they knew it was her because of her tattoo. If that ain't insane, I don't know what is.
She'd written Nino on her arm. This was her family name, but it also meant child. It's a sad irony that this was what was left of her. She really was a child when she died, somewhere between her late teens and early 20s.
Yeah.
And to make things even more tragic, the autopsy confirmed that she had also been tortured first, as Los Matros were trying to get information about Los Ciclones, other members. La Flaca was killed together with another woman and a man. In a final gruesome act, Los Matros took pictures of their dismembered bodies and posted them on social media with the caption, "This will happen to all the who support Los Ciclones. Keep sending these. Violence only leads to violence, and the Mexican drug cartels are no peaceful place."
No, this shit's scary.
This is Melissa Margarita Calderon Ojeda, aka La China. She was the commander of an army that was so violent, it shocked her soldiers, her male colleagues, and her boyfriends. Sometimes, looks can be really deceiving. Melissa Ojeda was born on August 12, 1984.
And this go to show, like he said, looks can be deceiving. Y'all better stop playing with these. You gonna walk up. Y'all better stop playing with these on the internet just because you think not quote unquote not like that. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Mexico.
All right.
By the time she was
That's
20,
okay.
she
We
had
gonna
already
see
decided
something.
her fate. She was going to be a cartel leader, and she was going to do whatever she needed to get there. Melissa joined the Sinaloa cartel back in 2005, more precisely, the Damaso cartel, a subdivision of the Sinaloa. She was ruthless and ambitious, and she didn't care that most of the criminals around her were men. She could be just as aggressive, and when it came in handy, she also used her feminine charm as a way to climb up the ranks. By 2008, La China was commander of the armed unit, and while she was commander, the rate of crime in the area went up several times.
That's
She had a thirst for blood that was even to the violent criminals in her gang. She would kill cops, kidnap people for extortion, and dismember enemies from rival gangs. Imagine that. La China and her unit were responsible for at least 178 deaths. Whenever her men would have a successful mission, leaving bodies behind, that is, she would reward them with big bags of white powder.
Oh my
But in 2014, things took a turn for the worse when the Damaso cartel leader El Grande killed Melissa's boyfriend, Eric. This hit was meant as a message to Melissa. Her time as army commander was over. You might be excused for thinking that this was the cold shower she needed. Perhaps she thought she'd better throw away her gun and return home. But violence is the only language cartel members understand.
Yeah, that's the only thing they know how to do.
Now,
Shit.
Melissa was now
Smoke
certain
each other.
she wanted blood for blood. Massacre. And as the police were now on her tail, she would keep moving from town to town.
Right.
One day, she sent one of her sicarios to get a new car for another journey. He arranged for a couple of vendors to deliver the car to Melissa. When they did, she killed them just to avoid paying for the car.
That's crazy.
The sicario was shocked and threatened La China to go to the police. That's when she cut off his forearms, shot him in the head, and buried him in her usual mass grave.
Bro, what the
This was her
hell?
own man.
Her own
El Chino
boyfriend.
saw this, and he couldn't take her violence anymore.
I mean, her own man.
Imagine being too violent for a cartel member. El Chino fled and ran straight to the police.
Yeah.
Only they could get.
He went snitched on his own girlfriend. He like, this bitch. Somebody gotta come
against
do something about this
and
right
her
here.
bloody cartel. And since he wanted to stay alive, he also tipped the police about Melissa's location. On
That's
September
crazy.
20th, 2015, La China was arrested at the Cabo San Lucas International Airport. She was just trying
Trying
to
to get
flee
up
the
out of
state.
there, yeah.
She will spend the rest of her life in prison. This is La Jefe. Eventually, she did gain the upper hand over her brothers. One of them, Eduardo, was arrested in 2008. This is when she became the leader of the Tijuana cartel. But Anadina, or La Jefe, is very different from all the women we discussed today. She very much embodies Zainab Salvi's quote, which is pretty strange for a cartel boss.
Right.
Since the 1990s, Anadina has been known for her rational, methodical approaches to business and for her peaceful negotiations. She never swears, and she never
That's
orders assassinations. And her focus is on bribes
On
and
money.
the illegal substance trade.
Yeah.
Sure, she's not exactly a saint,
Yeah.
but her quiet,
But she ain't
discreet
killing no
has
reason.
saved her skin and her sons all these years. She remains in the shadows, and she's not a priority for the DEA
Yeah.
or the Mexican authorities.
Because she ain't trying to
Even
kill
though
people.
She is La Jefe and leads one of the biggest Mexican cartels to this day.
But
Let us
that
know-
just go to show you, gang, like all that violent shit, you can't get money and be at war at the same time, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody he just talked about ended up dead. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who was overly violent, you could look at anybody, gang. Anybody that was overly violent. And I ain't trying to, this ain't no diss, but look at King Von. Look at Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Violence is going to always get met with violence. It ain't never going to be the opposite way. You got peace in your life, you going to 9 times out of 10 you going to get peace back for the most part. Now, I'm not saying bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people for sure. Bro, you know that. But man, all that, just stay your out the streets in the first place. And you ain't got to worry about none of this shit.